Good morning. We have rather an interesting story this morning. This is taken from Luke's Gospel, chapter 16. That's our Gospel of today. It involves two characters by the names of Dives and Lazarus, or Lazarus, as some people may say. And we're told that Dives is one of those guys who dresses well and always comes in and is seen to be giving his tithe to the poor and goes about thinking, I will be saved, because of what I'm doing, and everybody can notice it. And there's Lazarus with a terribly dry throat and almost nothing, and he's certainly not out there marketing himself. And Jesus says, do not assume that you'll enter into heaven because you are dressed up and because you make the right moves. It's the theme that we've had running through the readings the whole week. We need to be aware of the consequences of the priorities that we have in life. What is important? I was chatting to some kids at confirmation the other night, and I said, how is it that if there's a clash between one of the catechism or confirmation lessons and a school event, that you always go to the school event? And they said, yeah, because there's no punishment if you don't come to catechism. And that's quite sad, because they are being encouraged to follow worldly things rather than following God's things. And unfortunately, that gives us all a bit of bad training, because we start accepting that it's okay to put other things ahead of God. It's okay to put other things ahead of church. It's okay to put things ahead of Mass, because that's the way we've been programmed. Jesus says you need to remember that there's heaven and there's Hades. Lazarus will go to heaven, but Dives may very well end up in Hades, where it's not a nice place. Jesus' final comment about the people who dress up, he says, they will not be convinced even if someone should rise from the dead. They are saying to him, give us a sign. And yet we've had that sign. We've had that sign that Jesus rose from the dead. We're preparing ourselves to celebrate that coming up at Easter time. That's why it is one of the most important feasts in the year. Because at a time when, effectively, if Jesus had not risen from the dead, Christmas wouldn't have had any meaning, because he would have just been another person. And so therefore it's important that we do look to the example and get serious about it, because heaven is much, much, much better than Hades. You keep well. We'll see you again. God bless. Bye-bye.